There is a conundrum, or maybe we can call it an enigma, or perhaps even a poser, which in our vernacular is like a curved ball. Divine Mother very often would say there are only 3 graces: to be born as a human being, to be seeking liberation, and to be in the presence of an enlightened being. But she would also very often say that the age of the gurus is at an end. Now there are several Taoist stories that might shed some light on this for us, but it can be noted that Divine Mother did not say that the 3rd grace was to be in the presence of an enlightened teacher, but to be in the presence of an enlightened being. First, there's a story of Go-Tzu. And Go-Tzu went to his master one day and told him that he was going to travel to the big city. So Go-Tzu departed, but he hadn't gone very far when he turned back. And when he returned to his master said to him, "Why did you come back?" And Go-Tzu said, "Well, I stopped at an inn, and when I entered the innkeeper, his wife, and all the patrons treated me with great respect and honor. And I thought to myself, well, these are ordinary people who know nothing about scholarship or politics, and they show me respect and honor. What will it be like when I get to the city and meet all the officials there who will have expectations of me?" And his master looked at Go-Tzu and said, "You will not be able to stop people from coming." So Go-Tzu went off and he settled into a little cabin by himself. But one day his master was passing by that way when he noticed that there were a great number of shoes outside Go-Tzu's door. So without stopping, he went on his way. But someone had noticed and told Go-Tzu that his master had come to the door. So Go-Tzu rushed out and went down the road and stopped his master and said, "Master, master, why did you not stop and give me instructions?" And his master said, "I told you, and now it is that you have gathered around you those people who are seeking to give adulation, and you are fulfilling that need. You are doing both them and yourself a great disservice." And the second story is about a student who went to the great Taoist master Go-Tzu, and he found that Go-Tzu was going on a pilgrimage. So he followed the master, but the master stopped in his tracks and turned to the student and said, "I thought you were teachable, but now I find that you're just stupid." But the student was not to be deterred, so he followed Go-Tzu until he came to an inn. And after the master had had his repast and gone to his chamber, the student followed him and brought a bowl of water for him to wash his feet, have his ablutions, and after these were complete, the student got down on his knees and crawled to the feet of the master and said, "Master, Master, please, won't you instruct me?" And Go-Tzu looked at him and said, "Those who are virtuous do not display their virtuousness. Those who are enlightenment do not display their enlightenment. This is why, because you are arrogant and haughty, that people do not come to you." So this student completely took this in, and in the next days he noticed, before, when he entered the innkeeper showed him great respect and honor also. The innkeeper's wife fell over herself trying to please him, but feeling that she didn't do so. And the patrons kept a respectful distance. But now they were all vying to come and sit at his table as he laughed and joked with them. What is the answer to this conundrum, this enigma, this poser for us? What have we discovered in our self? Looking to those without judgment who wear the robes and the dots and have that adulation. What about you? You wear no robes, no dots. Do you, though, still display a spiritual ego, a garment that's obvious to those who come into your presence? Where are you now? What do these Taoist stories tell us to solve this
Isn't it the teaching without teaching?
Yes.
It's just from us not wanting anything.
So does it make a truth from our experience of what Divine Mother said, that these 3 requisite graces are: to be born as a human being, to be seeking liberation, and to be in the presence of an enlightened being.
In the New Testament, they said that Jesus taught by example and not by giving commandments and telling people what to do.
Absolutely. There are 2 things that are part of this being's experience. First of all, the words of Ramakrishna, when it's chronicled that he prayed fervently, "Do not give me light, do not make my being shiny and luminous." And a direct experience for me was going to a conference where the Dalai Lama was present. And in seeing this very great being, I must say I almost visibly gasped, because when I looked at him, I saw that he did not have an aura. What does this mean in solving this conundrum? This great being had no effulgence, no illumination around him. And yet he accepted the white scarves and the bowing, but he hugged and touched and embraced and what does this mean for us?
Would it be that somehow it's a capability to be where the other one is, so take a bit the density of the one you meet?
So we can describe it as oneness, is that what you mean?
Yes, to be where the other one is, and not appear. I'm asking you.
Yes.
Could it be that only physical form, while we're in physical form, that it has an aura, that it has a light and an energy?
Yes.
And then beyond that, there is none.
There is none. There's none to it. Yeah.
And a song comes to mind regarding these stories. It's just doing what comes naturally.
Yes. Doing what comes naturally.
I keep thinking of before enlightenment, the cooking and the laundry, and after enlightenment,
Yes.
the cooking and the
And
laundry.
the laundry. Yes.
Is it also something to do with not attracting all the moths?
You could say so. Just like Go-Tzu, he was attracting all of these who needed to give adulation. And this is really what light does. They worship the light, isn't it? Wouldn't you say? But what is the difference? How does it relate to Divine Mother's saying that these three graces are needed? An enlightened being, not an enlightened teacher, enlightened master, an enlightened being.
It's a different feeling when you're with someone who you might say is enlightened, when you're just with them, from when you're attending something where someone has a reputation and is speaking to you, and it's like Corinne said, it's very much being together with rather than separated from.
Yes, as this second story says, the patrons in the shop, the innkeeper and his wife vied with each other to come round the table because he was laughing and joking with them. What does this connote for us, that, isn't it? So is it a conundrum or not? Not even a poser for us, is it?
Just this morning I said to Mark, I don't want to be famous.
No.
And that was what came to me when you were talking.
Yes.
I remembered saying that.
Absolutely. Thank you, thank you.